Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today is 19th of January. Let's start the analysis of today. This is me and my relevant working experience. If you want to join our WhatsApp as well as our Telegram groups, you can join in by the links given in the description section below. Also, we are on with this Prelims Foundation Crash Course for Civil Service Examination 2024. So we have got a special offer for you at rupees 9999. So if you want to have this particular crash course program, which is starting on from 22nd January, you can register now by calling on our numbers. Also, this is the test series at just rupees 999, which will be starting from tomorrow, 28th of January. So this is the whole length of test series that you will get. It's a timetable. So do register by scanning this code, or you can call us via this number. This is the content of today. Kiki ase? Annual status of education report, reviewing product linked incentive schemes, ban on commercial release of GM crops, Iran-Pakistan strikes, and relevant prelims facts. First ki ase? Annual status of education report. What is this all about? So you can see that according to this particular report, it has been said that 43% of the children in the age group of 14 to 18 cannot read sentences in English, while among their rural counterparts, 25% struggle to read a class 2 level text in their respective regional languages. So, if I have to say about ASER, ki hoy bostutu? Annual Status of Education Report. That means, so it has been directly surveying children aged 6 to 14 since 2005 to track trends in school enrollment, attendance, and reading and arithmetic abilities. So, under this respective trend, we have to see that how these ASER reports have consistently pointed to deficiencies among children in elementary school that can regards to foundational skills like reading and basic amenities. Okay, so therefore, these youths were surveyed on the 4 basic points. Kiki ase? Basic reading, maths and English abilities, application of basic skills to everyday calculations, reading and understanding written instructions, and financial calculations that needs to be done in real life. Okay, so এই কথাখিনিকে যে আজি কিমান ষ্টুডেন্টছে ইংলিশত পঢ়িব জানে বা লিখিব জানে এই কথাখিনিকে ৰিপৰ্টখিনি ইয়াত দিয়া গৈছে. Okay, and therefore you can see that over 90% have used social media, and you can see that today how much people are basically owning the smartphone and how much people basically are in the relation, be it male, be it female, how they are collaboratively giving a wholesome amount in respective to the percentage in association of using a smartphone. Okay, so এই কথাখিনিকে ইয়াত directly লিখা গৈছে about this particular report. So তোমালোকে এবাৰ ৰিপৰ্টটো চাই পেলাই just answer this respective questions. Okay, coming to this reviewing production linked incentive scheme, that is PLI. কি কৈছে? Government disburses rupees 4415 crore under PLI scheme. Low job creation are concerned. So government কৈছে যে আমি নিজৰ incentive amount of rupees 4415 crore under its flagship product linked incentive schemes for as many as 8 sectors, including large-scale electronics manufacturing, IT hardware, bulk drugs, amongst other, till October this fiscal year. তোমালোকে মোক কোৱাচোন, what are the 8 major industries of India? 8 major industries of India. Okay, and do tell me the difference between what is a Maharatna, or you can say Maharatna company, and what is basically a Mini Ratna company. তোমালোকে মোক comment section কোৱা. Okay, so what is about this scheme? So the PLI scheme was conceived to scale up domestic manufacturing capability accompanied by higher import substitution and employment generation. So the launch kora goisile 2020 sonot, and the scheme initially targets 3 industries, mainly kiki: mobile and allied component manufacturing, electrical component, and medical devices. So A2 extend kora goise 14 sectors. So domestic and foreign companies receiving financial rewards for manufacturing in India based on percentage of their revenue over up to 5 years. So target sectors gila ki hoy? Auto components or hoy? Ki sectors gila kor ami include kora goise auto components bila. Okay, so ei gute kotha kini yate review dise যে how it is still not clearing creating some of the job opportunities in this particular sectors even in respective to PLI. Okay, so hey kotha kinike yate purely dia goise jot even isuman issues or kothao koise. The issues may go up to assembly plus value addition. Issues may go up to the mobile phones, imports, as well as constraints that are associated with this particular elements. Okay, so a gute kinit ami jodi sao aji je আজি আমাৰ প্ৰবলেমটো ইয়াত দেখা গৈছে আজি আমাৰ ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশনটো যে স্লো হৈছে তাত দেখা গৈছে আৰু এই কথাখিনিকে আজি ইয়াত এক্স্যাক্টলি কোৱা গৈছে যে হাউ ইট ইজ হেল্পিং some of the associations with respective to this particular schemes. Okay, so a PLI schemes to under my question taman di thodisu sai loba tomaloke. Then ban on commercial release of GM crops will be against national interest. Ki koise? So recently the Supreme Court has reserved its judgments on PIL challenging the government's decision to allow the government release of the GM mastered variant which is known as Dhara mastered hybrid. So GM crop boli kole ami ki buji pao? So GM crop is basically a conventional plant breeding involves crossing species of the same groups to provide the offspring with the desired traits of both parents. Aru etu keneke kore through genetic engineering. Okay, so BT cotton yate jodi ko are alien genes from soil bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis and it allows the crop to develop a protein toxic to the common pest being bollworm. So mainly GM crops আমাৰ কি হয় যে যেটো আমাৰ বলওয়ার্ম থাকে যেটো আমাৰ পেস্ট থাকে হে পেস্টটোতে আজি আমি দেখিব পাও যে পেস্টটোৱে অ্যাটাকস কৰে আৰু অ্যাটাক কৰিলে হে ক্ৰপটো ডিস্ট্ৰয় হৈ যায় আৰু এই ডিস্ট্ৰয় কাৰণে আমি বচাবলে আমি এই GM ক্ৰপস বিলাক ইউজ কৰো So in India the GEAC that is the Genetic Engineering Apparel Committee is the apex body that allows for commercial release of the GM crops. And therefore, in 2002, the GEAC has allowed the commercial release of this particular, which is known to be the BT cotton. Okay, so aji a kothatu loye, the government even informed the Supreme Court that India already bring in and uses oil made from GM crops. So today, the stand of the government in Supreme Court is associated with this particular thing, that is the GM crops. Okay, aru tar karone aji yate eta decision ahile je how the Supreme Court has reserved its judgments on the PIL challenging the government's decision to allow the commercial release of this GM mastered variant that is Dhara mastered hybrid. Okay, so hey kotha kinike yate directly aji koa goise. Okay, so I have got in full details gote scheme tur kotha. Okay, keneke amai GM crops use kori asu gote khini kotha moi likha ase tomaloke ebar sai pohilole kom pai jaba. Next, coming to this one, Iran Pakistan strikes, new security trends or challenges emerging in the region. So Pakistan retaliates with strikes on militant targets in Iran, 9 kill. So recently ami ei bostu to dekha poa goise. Okay, so je Iran has carried out missile strikes on targets in Pakistan and Iraq aru coincidentally hednakhone attack korise jinnakhon amar foreign affairs minister H Jaishankar visited Iran. So Iran has carried out missile strikes on targets in Pakistan and Iraq and prompting strong condemnation from both neighbors. So today why Iran has directly termed the missile attacks as a response to terrorist attacks? Because obviously at some point of time ami dekha goise that Iran is very much concerned with the terrorism that is basically coming in from the region which is the Balochistan province. Okay, so therefore you can see that Iran struck the Kurdistan region in Iraq while the target in Pakistan was the base of a Sunni militant Muslim group which is known to be the Jais al-Adal in Balochistan province. Okay, so Iran has said the targets were terrorist groups responsible for suicide bombing that killed 84 people at a memorial procession of Qasim Soleimani. So tomaloke mu koa who was basically Qasim Soleimani and what important role that he holds in the history of Iran. Okay, so therefore as a response to the attacks, Pakistan has expelled even the Iranian ambassador and also recalled its own from Tehran. So what was the Pakistan's response to Iran military strikes in Balochistan? So as a response to the strikes by Iran, Pakistani fighter jets struck 7 targets inside Iran with precision guided air to ground munitions. And therefore the targets were a Balochistan centric terrorist organization which is known as the BLF, Balochistan Liberation Force, which is fighting for liberation of Balochistan. And now Pakistan says that Iranian territory is being used by Baloch insurgents to attack targets in Pakistan and despite repeated requests, Iran has not acted upon them. Okay, so এই কথাখিনিকে আজি লৈ পেলাই ইয়াতে এটা ইস্যু চলি আছে আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে আজি আমি এটো দেখিছো তো obviously it's not a big deal because Pakistan is a sponsor of terrorism আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে আজি যেটো ইৰানত হৈ আছে so all these things are basically some of the religious fights which are going on in this particular region being Sunni and Shia population. Okay, so hekhini kotha yat likha ase chai loba and then attempt this particular question. There are some prelims facts ase. Schemes for residential education for students in high schools and targeted areas. Eto ami ki boli koisu Shrestha. So the CBSE recently issued instruction for residential private schools interested in joining Shrestha scheme. So it provides access to the best private residential schools for meritorious students from the scheduled caste communities. Very important, mainly directed to the SC community. Next ki ase Asian Buddhist Conference for Peace. So the Indian Vice President recently inaugurated the 12th General Assembly of the Asian Buddhist Conference on Peace in New Delhi. It was founded in 1970 in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, as a voluntary movement of followers of Buddhism with both monastics and lay members. And what it aims to? It aims to bring the efforts of Buddhists in support of consolidating universal peace, harmony, and cooperation among people in Asia. So, balaka mukwa say Mongolia as a country is surrounded by how many countries? Comment section at kwamuk. Change 6 mission to ki hoy. So the Chinese National Space Administration recently announced the Chang'e 6 sample return mission in on track to land on the surface of the moon in the first half of 2024. So it is basically like the Chandrayaan which India just went on recently. So it was just China at a mission hoy to land it is to directly return some of the samples from the moon to the earth. So the first half of 2024 to land koribo on the surface of the moon and to bring in some of the samples from this particular place in the Milky Way galaxy, that is our nearby satellite, that is the moon. Okay, so hetuke yat dia ase sai loba tumaloke. So this is our team and the respective